Hello, if you're watching this video, you probably want to lose weight. Or you're really bored and you just want to watch something. Or maybe you're playing games and this is just in the background. Whatever it is, I'm glad you are watching or listening. Yeah, so you probably already saw in the thumbnail. I used to be a lot heavier. At my highest, I was 255 pounds, and in my lowest right now, I am 185 pounds. At least in this range of year. Obviously, I was skinnier before like this age, but I think you get my point, right? Also, if you're wondering how many kilograms this is about 30 something kilograms. But anyway, yeah, let's just get the intro stuff out of the way. I am not a doctor. In fact, I am the farthest from a doctor. I am an engineering major. Blood scares me, and I feel like I would probably pass out if I saw anything like oozing. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking. So I am an engineering major. I am not a doctor. And plus, even if I were studying to be a doctor, I am not qualified to give health advice. This is simply my experience. Please do not take away from this video. Wow, this random stranger on the internet is so smart. I should do exactly what he did, because the farther we go into this slideshow, you'll probably find out that the stuff I did isn't necessarily the most healthy. It is just the most effective. But of course, you're probably watching this video because you want to lose weight, and I want to give you some of my own experiences that you could probably base off if you're trying to lose weight yourself. So we need to get this out of the way. Why are you losing weight in the first place? I think that this is probably like the biggest thing, because the three categories here are probably very different from each other. So if you're trying to lose weight for appearance, I don't think this video is for you. Whether it be you think you look better, skinnier in this case. I know you can look better, heavier, but in this case, since we're talking about losing weight, if you think you look better skinnier and you want to lose weight, I feel like this video isn't going to help you. Spoiler alert. The reason why I lost weight isn't because of my appearance for the most part. And it definitely wasn't because other people didn't see me as attractive due to my heavy weight. So the second and more logical option, in my opinion, is health. If you're losing weight to be healthy, I think that's a very common reason, and I'll get to that in a bit because it is my reason. And of course, the less common option, I mostly just put this there so I could have three things to talk about, is a deadline. I think some sports teams require you to be a certain weight, but I don't play sports clearly, so I think I'm just gonna leave this here. But if this applies to you, this should also apply to you too, because the whole point of these sports deadlines, I think, is to lose weight really quickly. I don't know. And now you need to ask yourself, the second thing you need to ask yourself is how much weight you want to lose. In my case, I lost 70 pounds in 2 years. You can do the math in your head. That basically means I lost like a pound a month. That's about a pound a month. So if you are trying to lose weight quickly, this video would be probably helpful. But if you're trying to lose like 3 pounds, maybe this video will be a little less helpful. But of course, now that you have all of that in mind, I'm going to start talking about my experience. So how did I even get to this weight in the first place? So you guys remember COVID like 5 years ago? Yeah, I barely remember it. But it turns out when you're inside your house the whole day and you aren't really moving around much, like you couldn't even play Pokemon Go. Like you were stuck in your house. Like all of that combines to gaining weight. And I was about 195 pounds, or 88.5 kilograms. Don't worry, people who aren't American. I put kilograms for mostly everything here. So if you are worried that I'm not, you won't be able to know. It's 88.5 kilograms, which is definitely not that heavy. Like in context to my age and height, I think average weight is about 175. So it definitely wasn't even that bad. It was the fact that I continued to gain weight afterwards. Like COVID is a part of it, but it actually wasn't until after school started again that I gained all that weight. And I do think I know the cause of it. That picture on the left is what my school's food truck sold. And I ate that crap every day. Like this is looking back, I don't know why I let myself do this, but it was good. Like so bad for you, it tasted good. I think that's like the most American food. So this is what in the middle is what I look like, I think late 2021. And of course, that photo is the same as before. That is what I look like in 2023, about February. So I continued to gain weight pretty quickly for about a year and a half. And it's really not that surprising. I mean, as a kid, I was always a picky eater. Foods that I didn't already like didn't sit well with my taste buds or my stomach. So I ate a lot of junk food. Like this photo is literally just me like putting a bunch of chocolate coins together and melting it and then freezing it and eating it like ice cream, which is a fun thing to do, but it's also extremely unhealthy. My family would always talk about like the consequences of an unhealthy diet, but I didn't really listen because like I was young and the weight didn't really show. Plus, I think there's a decent point to make that when you're younger, like it doesn't like you being chubby is almost a good thing, I guess, or at least it's not a bad thing, right? But here's the breaking point. So I reached 256 pounds or 116 kilograms, which if I went to the pediatrician. That is like not on the graph. Like this is like morbid obesity. If you're not sure what morbid obesity is, it's basically like if you look at your BMI, there's a chart over there. It might be too small to read, but there's a range of BMI where you are healthy weight. 25 is the average, is the healthy weight. 25 to 30 is overweight, and I was like 29, right? So I was like really close to being like more than obese, if that makes any sense. So like it was bad, right? And I actually had no intention to stop. Like I was gonna continue. I said at the end of the day, if my body really couldn't take it, it would just stop by itself. That's not really true. It wasn't until like no joke, I was in the bathtub. Yes, it's normal to take a bath at like age 14, whatever. I legit could not get up. Like I just couldn't get up. Like I struggled to get up. Now, okay, you could say like, oh, well, obviously bathtubs are small and you are a large person, so that's why you struggled. Fine, but like I have never had this issue before, so I realized, okay, maybe it's starting to physically affect me. I also slept a lot more than I really should, like 12 hours a day at some point, which can be linked to weight gain. It could also mean I just like sleeping. That is also true, but like it can also be linked to weight gain. So I knew I needed a plan. I knew that if I kept going, I probably would get really sick into my adulthood. And I don't mean like 18-year-old adulthood like right now. I mean like I'll be really sick when I'm 40. So I was scared. Like I was really scared actually. So what was my plan? I had no idea what I was doing. I started to run treadmill. My house had a treadmill, about a 500 calorie run per day, about 8 kilometers per hour. Yes, it's a kilometers because it just happened to be kilometers. And yeah, it was kind of effective. Like what is it? I think I was about 4 miles in 30 minutes, which I think is good. But the results are pretty minimal. Like there's this saying that losing weight is like 80% diet, 20% exercise. I kind of forgot to type diet there. This is not a script. This is just like random ideas, which makes sense, right? Like my diet was mostly unchanged. All that junk that I said that I ate in the last few slides, I still ate. Maybe I lost like 2 pounds, but I bounced back very commonly. So I wrote my weight on a calendar to help track my weight each day. This is the first photo. So anytime you see a blank date on this calendar, it's either because I'm on vacation and didn't bring the calendar with me, or the more common option, I just didn't care. And you can tell for a lot of February, I just did not care. I think it's my handwriting is kind of terrible. It still is, but at some point I think that says 255.2. Maybe that's a really poorly drawn 6. I don't remember. But yeah, so that was my weight when I started. So diet. I started eating healthier. Like I didn't really know how to cook that well, but like I know how to cook an egg. And of course, sometimes I'd ask my parents to prepare some food for me, or shout out to them. They are definitely a big reason why I was able to jumpstart my weight loss journey. So I switched to healthier, lower calorie meals, like a sandwich, either of cheese, even with Nutella would probably be healthier than whatever I ate, and then eggs and rice. So I changed unhealthy fries to only twice a week, which is a major improvement. By the way, when I say this, I mean once I got fries from the truck, and then the other day I got McDonald's. And then, of course, combined with treadmill, I started to lose weight much faster. So a few months go by. This is June 2023, and I am about 242 pounds or 110 kg. Certainly an improvement. Doctor says something that kind of like really hurt my feelings. He's like, oh, it's mostly water weight, but keep going at it. And I'm like really hurt by this because like I spent like 6 months trying to like alter my diet, and he basically just summed it up by saying, oh, you're just a little dry. And I was a little offended, but I feel like this is the part where my lack of medical knowledge is extremely clear, because I think he was right. Like water weight, I think is like, you can be up to 2 pounds a day. So it kind of makes sense that this happened. And I think he is actually extremely right because, well, first of all, I was struggling a lot already. Like, even like the smallest decrease in diet, like a few, like maybe what is it, like a few less fries, my body would notice it and it would give in, and sometimes I would almost pass out. And I started to really fear big meals because I knew that my metabolism was going to like react really poorly. But after a month or two of the diet, I did get used to it. So this is the continuation of the calendar. You can see this month I care a lot more because the weight is being written down. Now you can see like I literally did not, like I did sometimes dip into like I did dip into like 253, but I was fluctuating. Like you could say like there was like a net 3 pounds drop, but at the end of the day, like there really wasn't much progress, which was understandable. And of course, it keeps going, and you can see some progress is being made because I'm starting to alter my diet, right? And we go to May, yeah. So the progress is being made, right? And then by the time it's June, I'm about 242. That photo on the right, I don't know why my eyes are closed that much. That's not a symptom of weight gain. I think it was just too bright that day. I'm at a Twice concert here, I'm pretty sure, which has nothing to do with my weight loss, by the way. But I just thought it'd be fun to point out. Summer 2023. So my weight started to plateau a bit. The doctor was extremely correct in saying that most of it was water weight, I think. Or maybe he was wrong. I don't know. What is it? So I was struggling to drop under 240 pounds or about 109 kg. Plus, in the summer, you tend to eat more. So I didn't gain weight, but I didn't lose either. But I was pretty okay with at least for the time being. And if you're wondering how I didn't gain weight in the summer, it's because I went to vacation in Taiwan, which is very, very hot, which means you sweat a lot, which means a lot of water weight is lost. But okay, this is July. I was like on vacation a lot, so I just kind of forgot or something. I didn't really write it down much, but you can see my weight just does not change. Yep, August just doesn't exist because I was on vacation and I just didn't care. Fall 2023. So weight was still about the same. I really wasn't particularly trying until, oh my god, that's so dramatic. Wait. Oh no, this is in the wrong order. Wait. Yeah, well, actually, no, hold on. This is technically in the right order. So basically, before I get to that slide you just saw, you can tell these videos are not scripted because I just messed up that delivery. My weight was still pretty normal. Like there was an effort to lose weight, but it was not a particularly strong effort. Obviously, the first 2 weeks are blank because I was probably busy with school or some crap. But yeah, I did still lose weight. You know, I think I lost like 3 kg, maybe from like the last time. I don't know. October, pretty much the same, didn't change at all. November, I actually gained weight, which is kind of surprising, but if I recall, I probably just ate more. Like, you know, like the instant noodles, I used to double up on that. So it would be like 1,000 calories or something. Okay, the driving force. So I think we need to address the elephant in the room. At this rate, like you don't really expect me to lose another 55 pounds. So this is the part where I went flames. Like I decided to go really fast. And the big motivation for this was being a K-pop idol. And if you're like looking into the screen and being like, what the heck is he talking about? To TLDR, celebrities are meant to be pretty skinny, K-pop idols especially. And it was at a time where school was really boring. Senior year, you catch senioritis and you just don't give a crap about most things. So I thought it'd be pretty cool in my spare time just to start losing more weight, and then maybe in that sense, you know, I'd be more fit for a K-pop company. I thought it'd be pretty cool, you know. I've always liked music, and I thought, why don't I try to be an artist myself? This is could be a whole video in itself, but like I said, the summary is that I knew that in order to be a K-pop idol, to at least be considered for it, I'd have to be a lot skinnier. Plus, I was 17 at the time, which definitely wasn't old, but it definitely wasn't young either. So I knew I had to go. So driving force part 2. I knew I needed to lock in. So I continued my weight loss plan. Plus I added walking after each meal. So there's probably some science behind this. It's kind of funny because I don't study biology, but I think there's some science linked to how if you walk after a meal, your body digests it a lot better. So that's what I did. I managed to lose another 5 to 6 pounds during December. I think it's like 2.5 kilograms or something like that. That's what I look like. You can tell I'm starting to slim up a little bit. But oh, surprise! So so I managed to lose 7 pounds actually, And I started lowering the proportions of my lunch and dinner. I didn't really eat breakfast. If you wake up at 6:30 in the morning for high school, you're not really eating. Like you're sleeping until the last minute. I really only had one cheat day. I think it was Saturday where I just inhaled McDonald and didn't give a crap. But yeah, so this is what I looked like during December. Some days are blank. I probably just got lazy. Uh, and if you're wondering why the book is so wrinkled, I'm not very organized, so it just looks kind of messy. But there you go. So we have 238.9 on the top, right, and then we have 231.7 in the bottom. And if you're looking at this date and you're wondering, hey, why did it go back up? Well, surprise, the holidays came, and I kind of went ham. I went to like a vacation, and I literally just ate so much, like a bag of chips all the time, so much noodle. It was bad. It was so bad. I literally gained all the weight back. Like this is scary, and I think this is part of like one of the biggest psychological shifts when it came to losing weight. You can gain 8 pounds in 5 days, which is scary. Now, granted, I think I could also, if under the right circumstances, I could probably lose that much weight back, but that's not like a thing usually. But it's time to get to the really fun part. So, January 2024, I realized how much weight you can gain when you truly don't care about how much you eat. I think the term is like letting yourself go. So, I became extremely scared of large meals. So I decided to stick to the same plan of 2 meals a day, walking plus treadmill. And I went from 238.9 to 229.9, which is nuts. Like, that's like what, 2 to 3 kilograms, which is more than the average amount that people lose per month, I think. But funny story about the 229.9. I remember I checked my scale at that time. I was like 230. I'm like, no, this can't happen. So I walked around a bit and boom, 229.9. It's the thought that counts. So I basically lost like 10 pounds, which is like unfathomable. I said that correctly. So yeah, this is my weight. Once again, I'm really messy. I think I spilled water on that. And you can see like my weight decreases very fast. On days like where I drop 2 pounds are typically where I eat a big meal and then eat really little the next day. And on the contrary, if days where I gain 2 pounds are where the opposite happens. So yeah. Treadmill accident. Oh, this is not a fun thing to look back on. So I slipped and fell on the treadmill. I was fine. In fact, it had nothing to do with like losing weight. Like, you know, I wasn't like so large that I couldn't fit. Like, that's not what happened. But I couldn't run for a few days. Right? I literally remember what song I was listening to when I fell. It was actually a K-pop song. So I thought to balance it out, I would eat less for a few days. So I just skipped lunch, which was actually fine because my lunch period was like 10 o'clock. So like I wasn't really that hungry at 10 o'clock. And since I ended school around 4, I just came back and ate dinner. So the dinner itself was a little bigger because I didn't eat lunch, so I was hungry. But my calorie intake was still less overall because I didn't eat like 2 times dinner, if that makes any sense. Like if you're counting lunch and dinner as like 1 and 1 and you add together it's 2, dinner would have been a 1.5 and there's no lunch, right? So I ended up continuing to eat 1 meal a day because I realized that like I lose weight a lot faster if I don't eat lunch. And like I ended up losing 9.5 pounds that much, which is 220.4 pounds like at the end, and that's just below 100 kilograms. So I think the biggest takeaway from this is like there's really no reason for me to skip lunch. Like I actually managed to lose the same amount of weight as I did the month before for the most part, but I think part of me was just thinking that I had to go faster and that eventually my body would start to adapt and I needed to jump start before my body would start losing weight slower. So, oh, by the way, this is fun. Lunar New Year party, a lot of food. I've already established I'm a very picky eater, so I didn't eat much besides chips and Sprite. Yeah, that's literally the worst thing I could have done because I gained 3 pounds and I immediately went downstairs to do treadmill. Here's the calendar. You can literally see on the 9th to the 10th where the party happened because I gained like 3 pounds. It was kind of funny looking back. But you can it's kind of crazy because I think I drank like a whole liter of soda. Yeah, it's bad. So yeah, but I lost 9.5 pounds this month. It would be my biggest record as far as I'm concerned. But impressive, extremely impressive. So the goal now being under 100 kilograms, I feel like that was like the main goal because since I'm Asian, I can tell like my Asian family like, oh, I'm 99 kilograms, which sounds a lot better than saying I am 101 kilograms or 220 something pounds. And I wasn't really sure what my goal would be after that because in terms of health, I think I was at a point where like I was okay. Like I think I was at a point where like I was satisfied with where I was at. Plus, it had already been a year since I started my weight loss journey, and I had lost 35 pounds or about 16 kilograms. So March 2024. So I slowed down a bit this month, and plus it was clear that I was getting physically tired from all the weight loss. When you're doing treadmill and you're that heavy, I think it makes sense that your legs are gonna get really sore. My metabolism was starting to fight back, is the term that my family used. I do have family in the medical fields. But of course, this is just a way of saying that my metabolism just was getting used to it. So I lost, 5.8 pounds that month, which of course is still amazing, by the way. And I was at, 214 pounds. I forgot to convert kilograms here. I think it should be just a little less, 98 or something. But whatever it is, this is my calendar for March. You can pause and look at what it is. It's pretty standard, nothing too crazy as far as I'm concerned. Actually managed to not skip a single day here, which is pretty impressive. April, still felt like there was more work to be done because I wanted to be under 200 pounds by June. I was turning 18 soon, so I figured I should submit the K-pop audition before that. So I kept going and added in some core workouts because I heard those are good for just in general. So I upped the exercise. I lost 6.5 pounds or about 3 kilograms, ending April at about 94 kilograms. So this is my calendar for April. On the bottom, I wrote weight loss 6.5 pounds. Not much to say, right? May. At this point, I was losing so much weight that there wasn't really much to say here. I don't think anything happened in May that would have caused me to gain more weight back. So you can look at this yourself. I was getting to the point where losing weight just felt like something I had to do, which is something I'll talk about a bit later. Calendar again. June. So school's ending soon, so I started to worry about college, which I guess could be its own video. I lost interest in the K-pop audition thing. Like I said, there's a lot of factors. I might make a video about this at some point. And it seems like under 200 was not possible because my body hit 199 and just kept dipping back to 200. So I figured that my weight loss journey could end here. I was pretty satisfied. So I sent in the audition. And I started to loosen the reins on my weight loss, and I ended that month at about 92 kilograms. So, moving on, this is my physique, I guess you could say, in June of 2024. On the right, I think I went blueberry picking. I look pretty normal. Normal is not the most accurate word, but I look more like I did before 2021, if that makes any sense. So I did not lose any weight in this month. I was not trying. But it's clear that my metabolism was getting used to the way I ate because I was still eating the same way. I just exercised a lot less. So my metabolism kind of held my weight in place. Intermission. This is about the half-ish way point. And I think it's important to acknowledge a few key things. So in 16 months, I lost about 50 pounds or 23 kilograms. This is about the weight of a airport luggage. The ones that you bring to the American airport are 50 pounds. That crap is heavy. That's how much weight I lost. I was very proud of myself. I think this might be one of the biggest successes of my life. And I realized a lot of things. One of the biggest things that I realized was that you gain and lose weight every day. It just depends on which one is higher, right? So if on a day where I ate McDonald's, right, I clearly was gonna gain weight overall, but I still lost weight. Your body burns calories by existing. So there really is no such thing as a failure of a day, right? Because you have to think about if I had a McDonald's day and I'm not exercising, I would have gained so much more weight than I would have I already did gain. And since I was eating a lot less, I made sure everything I ate was tasty and not a waste of calories. This is a very dramatic way of saying I'm not gonna eat some random random piece of food because I want to try it, because if it tastes bad, I just wasted calories on something that I could have eaten that would have been tastier. So me being picky was not as big of an issue because I wasn't really eating that much anymore. And this is the part where I feel like this is not recommended. I was losing weight extremely quickly. So if you're trying to lose 5 pounds, please do not do this. Like, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure this is a bad thing to do for anyone trying to lose like minimal amounts of weight. So please like take into mind how much weight you're losing to your own proportions, right? Disclaimer. Yeah, I was not counting calories. It was never that exact. Like, I'm not gonna like count rice grains or something like that. I was mostly just eyeballing it. Like, obviously, like egg and rice is like less fattening than McDonald's. And I definitely was not building muscle. Like, that was definitely not what I was doing. Like, maybe by some like collateral, is that the right word? I don't know. Like maybe by some like side whatever. Maybe by doing all that running, my legs got a little stronger, but the focus was still weight loss. Of course, I'm gonna remind you again: if you're trying to lose like 3 pounds, please do not do what I did. But it's time to segue. Oh my God, summer 2024. Of course, I ate more again. I gained a few pounds, nothing crazy. Plus, like I said, I live in Taiwan, so it's really hot. You sweat, so it's either weight loss or less weight gain. But overall, you're good. I ended the summer at 95 kilograms. I'm going to start using kilograms now because I live here now and it makes more sense. The new plan was to just stay that weight. I was satisfied. Like, I had really nothing left to do with my weight. There you go. It's time to look at the trusty graph or chart or calendar. So, yeah, I actually gained a few pounds here, but pretty negligible in the grand scheme of things. Like this, I know this makes me sound pretentious, but I mean, like in context of 50 pounds, this is not much, right? August has like 3 dates because I'm pretty sure I went on vacation again. Fall 2024, mostly stayed 93 to 95 kilograms for the rest of the year. There wasn't really a strong incentive to lose weight. Plus, since I was in college now, I ate a bit more recklessly and I didn't have a treadmill to use. Like, there is a treadmill like near my dorm, but if I ran the same way I ran while I was losing weight back in America, I probably would break it. I'm like, it's actually pretty nuts that I didn't gain weight because like I ate pretty recklessly. But I ended the year at 94, so literally the same. In fact, maybe even a little less. You can look at this yourself. It's in kilograms now, which I know is confusing. No, I was not 95 pounds. I'd probably like dissolve if I was 95 pounds. But you can see weight is pretty stable. It fluctuates. I wasn't really paying too much attention. Yeah, no, nothing much to say here. It's the holidays again. It probably does not surprise you that I gained weight here. But I knew how to control my diet, so I figured that I could let myself go sometimes. And I ended the holiday season, which was about 2 months for Asian schools, or something like that, 98 kilograms. So this is my my calendar for January. You can tell I actually gained some weight back. This is about 98 kilograms. And of course I wrote in pounds again because I was back in America. But wait, diarrhea. So I got sick, I think around this time. It has nothing to do with me losing weight. I just got the stomach virus. It turns out eating and the stomach virus are not a good combo. Who would have thought? So anything I ate, I just like released it pretty much immediately. Most people would probably eat less in this scenario, but not me though. I clearly think very differently than the average person, right? So I saw it as an opportunity, like to eat good food and not gain weight. This is not like actually the reason, but I figured that I just did not care too much about the diarrhea because I just like eating good food. And I legit lost 3 kilograms just from like diarrhea. So I was literally back to before I was before the holidays. And I think this is actually, in a way, like, not like a blessing, but like a silver lining. Because I was probably approaching 100 kilograms again. And like, that would be really hard to come back from. Because we all know how much I struggled to get below that in the first place, right? So I'm not saying you should get diarrhea. I'm not even sure how you would get diarrhea on purpose. Like, what do you even do? Like, lick the toilet? Like, I'm not even sure. Like, that's like, I don't even want to keep the conversation going. So... But if you ever have diarrhea, just keep in mind that your weight will go down a lot. But please do not take advantage of it. Like I don't even want to make the joke. Please do not get diarrhea on purpose. So January, yep, that is the weight. And this is February. I think once again I'm really messy. I think I spilled some water on the calendar. Like this is actually after I got diarrhea, but you can tell like it's starting to decrease a lot. Now, it's time for part 2. College was hard and boring, so I thought about auditioning again. This photo is actually from November of 2024. I don't know why I put it here, but like I said, these videos are not scripted, so I mess up sometimes. But this is about what I looked like anyway, because like I said, my weight was pretty much stable. So my weight was pretty good, but it was still nowhere near the K-pop idol norm. Most K-pop idols need to be like 10 pounds underweight or something at the very best, and I was definitely not that. So this is the part where I feel like you could argue I was losing weight for appearance, because I looked at myself. I said, you know what, I look okay, but if a Asian person looked at me, they'd still think I'm fat. Which, and I think it's literally true. Like if you Google it, I'm pretty sure the average weight for Asian people is literally lower. Like that doesn't make any sense, right? But I want to make it very clear. I did not think I was ugly. I wake up with bed hair every day. I obviously do not care, but the industry tends to be more accepting of skinny people. So I figured I got more weight to lose. Why the hell not? But of course, at the end of the day, health was still a major part. If I didn't get healthier by doing this, I probably wouldn't have done it at all. So, planning a college diet. So I started to plan a diet about 5 normal days, which to me is relatively low calorie and relatively healthy stuff, with a few snacks here and there. But overall, you're good. Uh, and 2 cheat days. So like McDonald's, pizza, the kind of stuff that you eat and you're like, oh man, that felt good, right? uh, and of course, I was totally okay gaining weight on some days because like I felt like I'm not in a rush, like not really, like not really, I guess. uh, Still 1 meal a day. I misspelled that. I lowered my junk food intake and I started eating more greens. Broccoli is disgusting. I am picky, remember, but like I ate it, and as long as it's in your stomach, you still get the nutrients. I also walked a lot more, and I ended the semester with 88 kilograms, which, if you recall, is 10 kilograms less than February. Like, that is actually really fast when you think about it. That's like maybe 4 pounds a month, which is nowhere near 9.5, but come on. Clearly, I was never going to reach that again. Like, right now, at my current weight, I literally could not lose 9.5, or I would be, like, underweight, I think. Maybe that's not true. Wait, don't quote me on that. So I went back on summer vacation. This is the March calendar. You can pause and look. Lost about 2 kg. Once again, April lost about, actually, I think I lost like 4 kilograms here. Damn. Okay. May, lost about 1 kilogram, give or take. June, I went back to America, so there's only a few days here, but you can see I was about 87.15, which is like 189 pounds, I think. I don't know. Someone do the math, please. Summer again low. Look at that guy on the right. That is a twig. Like, I look pretty skinny. Like, I would say fit. So summer is kind of funny because it was probably the most vicious 3 months of weight loss I had ever. Because even though I was still doing like aggressive treadmill runs and like 1 meal a day, if it wasn't clear, I was back in America. So American food is still extremely disgusting. So there's like too much fat in it, and I think I'm allowed to say that because I had lost weight for so long that I think you can literally blame it on the food you're eating, not your lifestyle. But in the grand scheme of things, it was fine. I broke even this summer, and that's perfectly fine. When you're 60 pounds down, breaking even is a success. So I started to focus more on muscle training. I sent in another K-pop audition. Obviously, I failed it. We're not surprised. I can't sing or dance, but I can talk a lot. That's why you get this video. Right there on the bottom is the 2 days in August that I did remember to write it down, and you can see my weight did not change. So where did this leave me? In September, just like 2 months ago, I was still going strong with the diet. I have not really altered my diet too much. I feel like planning a scheduled eating schedule, that I repeated that, is really good for weight loss, but it's also just good to have a schedule so you're not worrying too much about what you're eating. And I'm starting to focus more on muscle training. K-pop idol or not, I'd still prefer to be fit over not being fit. So like, even if like the whole K-pop idol thing is kind of like not gonna happen or something, I feel like at the end of the day, I'd still like to be fit. Like, that's a good thing generally. And as of today, I'm 84 kilograms, or 185 pounds, which is not far off from the average BMI, and I am holding steady. If that doctor could see me now, he'd be like, wow, that is more than water weight. Imagine if he said that it was water weight, I'd probably be so upset. No, I don't think it is. This is real weight. This is like, you burn the fat, the heat exchange happened, and you're good. So, this is the calendar for September and October. This is literally 2 months ago. You can tell I'm dropping to 84. Anytime I gain weight is whenever I eat McDonald's. You can literally look at the graph and see when my cheat days are. One thing that I actually noticed, from all this weight loss was the fact that if you eat a big meal, even if you eat like a normal amount the next day, you probably will still gain weight that day because your body takes so much time to like what is it like register the big meal. I don't know, this is like, I'm not a scientist. If someone's a biology major in the comments, please like correct what I'm saying. So the summary, I think I lost 70 pounds or 32 kilograms. I don't really know what object weighs 70 pounds. Maybe like a luggage and like a smaller luggage. I don't know. It was about 2.5 years, but I would like to say like the bulk of it was 2 years, right? Because I lost, 50 pounds in like 16 months, and like the rest was kind of a little slower, which makes sense because my body was adjusting to it. There were definitely ups and downs, but I am proud of where I'm at. I probably reached my limit on weight loss though. Like I said, I'm like 10 pounds away from being average weight, which means I'm 10 pounds away from being like kind of underweight, if that makes any sense. And I'm gonna be honest, I think with this whole process, I probably added like 5 years to my life. I know it's kind of sad to say it like that, but I think it's kind of true. Now it's time to focus on muscle training. So, advice. You definitely need to think about where you are or why you're losing weight. Like I said, if you are a person who cares a lot about appearance and other people's opinion on you based on your weight, I really do not have much to say because I, for the most part, was never losing weight for anyone else. It was just for me. Even when I didn't even tell people I was losing weight because like I just didn't care. And plus, once you lose that much weight, people notice. I think like the final boss of this is when your grandma tells you lost weight and you start to feel very validated because Asian grandmas like to call you fat. This is a kind of a joke, but also not really. Most grandparents are like this. But yeah, if you're trying to lose weight for appearance, I would suggest that you just make sure you're healthy. If you are like, I'm not gonna make any assumptions about body shape, but let's just put it this way: you need to know what your limits are. Clearly, there are moments where I could have stopped and taken a breather, and it would have been fine, but I just didn't, and it kind of resulted in some very tired days, right? And I was able to handle it because I really wanted it, and I was losing so much weight, and I really wanted to be healthier, right? Even with the whole K-pop idol stuff, at the end of the day, I still did it on my own terms, and I still wanted to be healthier, of course. But yeah, please definitely scale how much work you put into losing weight with how much you want to lose. If you're losing 5 pounds, please space it out better, right? I think at the end of the day, anyone trying to lose weight and your body wants you to, you can lose 5 pounds just by increasing exercise a bit, maybe walking after every meal, and maybe lowering the proportion just a little bit. Except that weight can fluctuate. There are going to be days where numbers don't make sense. I've had many days where I'm like, I eat like very little and my weight goes up like so much, and I'm just like, where did it even come from? Like, I'm trying to justify reasons for why it even happens, but like at the end of the day, your body is not a machine. Sometimes it just reacts differently. Sometimes it could be because you didn't exercise enough the day before, so your body is kind of registering that now. Whatever it is, please do not beat yourself up, because I definitely have moments where I stressed out way too much about it. Do not hesitate to take breaks. If you are tired, please take breaks. I really should have done this more, but now I can definitely take breaks and I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. Fruits are also very good. I also eat a lot of fruits now. But please, at the end of the day, you have to power through it. Like both can be true. You can take breaks and power through it. Anytime I thought it was hard, I remember what I was fighting for and kept going. Anytime I was doing a plank and I was like, oh crap, this hurts, I thought, no, I want this. I want this. Because if I give up, I'm going to look back in 5 years and be like, damn, I really should have lost all that weight. I need to take advantage of the fact that I was still young and my metabolism was still pretty strong. So, closing remarks. Each person is different. My experience does not need to be yours. Plus, as I stated before, I am not a doctor, so please take what I said lightly. At the end of the day, an actual dietary plan, you should go see a dietitian or a doctor or a person who's not a random stranger on YouTube. But I do hope you got something out of this. Maybe you even laughed a bit at my crappy jokes. And you just get a little bit of insight as to what goes through losing weight. I think it can definitely take longer than 2 years. I think like there's definitely a point where I was at a pace where I would have taken 3 years, 4 years, maybe even 5 years. And then sometimes I was at a pace where I could lose it in one. So it's really about what you think is best for you. And if you're trying to lose weight for a requirement, let's say there's like the football team that and they have then you need to be like 10 pounds lighter by then, maybe this is something you could try. But please, of course, please make sure you are okay, because I've had moments where I've almost passed out and I just didn't know, like I just didn't know that would happen. So please just take care of yourself. Drink a lot of water. I think that's also a big thing. It really helps fill you up, but it also hydrates you, which is amazing. So at the end of the day, losing weight for me started off as like a necessity, but I just kept going because I wanted to. And look, if I can lose 70 pounds, it's clear that I have a strong mental will. It takes a lot of mental will to do this. And frankly, if anyone's on your weight loss journey, whether it's you want to lose 3 pounds, whether you want to lose 10 pounds, even if you've gained weight, you are still putting an effort in. You are still trying. So please, if you are one of those people who are insecure about their weight, my advice to you would be, you don't really need to compare yourself to other people, because chances are they just happen to be that weight, and you have no insight as to why they're that weight. So you really can only worry about yourself. Other people around me are a certain weight, that's fine, okay? They are like athletic sports players, maybe, whatever it is, they are not my concern, right? And look at me now, or I guess you can't really look at me now because I don't have my face cam. I'm like rambling a lot, but at the end of the day, right, it's all about being on your own terms. So yeah, it takes a lot of strong mentality to do this, but hey, if I can do that, maybe I can finally become a K-pop idol. Video coming soon, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a lot longer of a video. I think I'll do like Tuesday, like a short random like topic video, and like Saturday will be like a longer, more like life advice kind of video. I don't know. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. If you haven't clicked off by now, you're probably playing a video game or something. But if you are literally watching the screen right now, you have a great attention span. But I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna stop talking. Like, see, I guess I just like talking so much. But I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you all so much for your time. I think this video is like 35 minutes or something. But yeah, of course, take care of yourself. Please, and compare yourself to yourself, if that makes any sense. And just be safe. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Bye.